Kasie. Sorry I'm about a minute late. Took me a minute to find a live connection. I'm going to wait a few minutes for a couple people to get on. Fix myself in the camera. And y'all may hear my little one in the background. She's still awake. My daughter's 2, and she's running around like a crazy person. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes for some people to jump on. This is always the awkward part of live videos, when you are talking to yourself. So before I got close to light like this color matched my earrings a lot better than it does now. Hey Jamie. Hey Amy. That rhymes. Jamie and Amy. I'm just waiting a few minutes for people to get on. So I had dark pink on when Jamie saw me a minute ago, and then I just refreshened it and added a little bit of salmon, and now it definitely does not match my earrings. So y'all don't judge me. Hey Tammy. Hi Alicia. I know, the first waiting in the live video, it is so awkward. Hi Amber. Hi Tiffany. Congratulations on your rank increase. I saw we have 6 maidens on my team now. 6 maidens, 1 royal in waiting, 3 royals, I think, and a duchess. Oh, that's funny, Jamie. Jamie and Amy. Okay, so I will just kind of go ahead and get started introducing who I am. Yes, you are so close to royal in waiting, Tiffany. I know it will happen super soon. Who I am and kind of how I got into Synagence and kind of my backstory and what I've been doing. My name is Kasie Smith, and I'm a princess with Synagence. I always say, I'm a princess with Synagence, and people laugh, and I'm like, no, really, that's my title. That's my job. It's so funny. My sister posted something on my page the other day that said, occupation, princess. And I joke with my husband, I'm like, I'm a traveling princess, because we're about to travel to Disneyland, but I get a kick out of being called a princess. It's super fun. Okay, so I joined Synagence at the end of April, right after seminar. I didn't even know that it had just been seminar, but I really didn't get started till May. I joined at the end of April, and I really, in May is when I decided this is what I was going to do. So how I got introduced to Synagence. And just so you guys know, I am a boutique owner, so this is good information if you guys are trying to figure out how to get boutiques or salons or any of that. I can give you some info on that too. However, I don't think that me being a boutique owner is why I've had the success I have with my first line. I would say that the very first person that signed up on my team just out of my boutique that I didn't know personally happened today, out of the last 8 months. Everyone else has been connections that I have made otherwise, other than just a walk-in random customer. So anyways, let's see. I'm in Texas, Regina. Okay, so I had somewhere really cute planned to do this live video, and I had it all set up and ready, and of course my phone wouldn't go live there, so y'all ignore me if I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm sitting on my floor in my bedroom, and my 2-year-old is out there with my husband in my living room, so if you hear some crazy noise, that's what's going on. Okay, so about 8-9 months ago, I guess, is when I joined Synagence. How I got started was Jamie, who's on right now, is my husband's aunt. She and I used to do craft nights, and I say used to because I'm so busy now, but we used to do craft nights and things like that, where she would come over and we would just kind of hang out. And I went to art school, so we would do a bunch of just stuff. And so one night she came over to sew with me, and she told me, okay, let me give you some backstory. I had been with Mary Kay for 4 years. She had been on my team at one point, but she told me, I'm doing this lipstick stuff now, and she got it out, and I didn't even really pay attention at all. I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then I said, how much is it? And she said, it's $55. And I said, oh, no, thank you. no thank you. And so she just went about her way. She did not push it. She did not try to, make me try it. She didn't do anything. She just said, okay, and she just put it aside. Well, that night I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? It would be nice to have lipstick that I didn't have to reapply. I had done Mary Kay, and so I had like everything I thought I needed cosmetic wise, but I never wore lipstick. I'm pretty simple when it comes to makeup. This is all I do. And so I don't really, lipstick just wasn't in my like everyday use. And so I messaged her that night and I said, hey girl, how much is this lipstick again? I think I might want to try it. She said, it's $55. And I was like, She said, well, I said, well, how much is it to sign up? And she said, it's $55. And I was like, well, at that time it was 50. And I said, so, I said, well, I'm doing Mary Kay. She said, well, you can't sell Mary Kay in your storefront. And I said, you're right. And at the time, I had been with Mary Kay for 4 years. Okay. I loved everything about Mary Kay. I loved the products. I loved the people. I loved what it stood for. I really loved the company. I never thought that I would be with another cosmetic company. I had no intentions of going anywhere. However, I wasn't making any money. And I was successful in Mary Kay in terms of ranks. I was a future sales director. And so I was one step away from signing a director and qualification agreement and really pushing to be a director with Mary Kay. I had earned a trip to New Orleans with my husband. We went on the director trip. I really was working in Mary Kay, but I wasn't making any money. My highest commission check in Mary Kay was $684. So, for 1 month, which is great, but I've made a lot more in Synergence now. So, when I was approached by this, I knew that I had no intentions of going to any other direct sales company. And so I told Jamie, I said, you know what? I will sign up just to put this on my shelves. Okay. I'm not building a team. I'm not looking to go that avenue. I'm really just working my boutique business. I was coming out of being a stay-at-home mom. So I graduated college 5 months pregnant. I stayed home for an entire year with my daughter. And then my husband and I decided to open a boutique. So we opened a small boutique here in Rockwall. And he had a business at the time. He recently sold his business about 8 months ago, right whenever I started selling Synergence. It's divine intervention. We are doing our boutique full time. We are both, this is what we do. And so when I started to do Synergence, he was in the process. I was a full-time manager at the Rustic Warehouse, which is where my boutique is. And I decided to step down from management to focus on Synergence full-time because I quickly saw the potential in this business. I signed up solely to sell this on my shelves, which I have done. I've sold almost $30,000 worth of lip since May at 50% profit through my store and on Facebook. But I've also built a really successful team. I have around 248 team members now. We're right under 250, and 45 of those are on my first line. So not only am I focusing on building my team strong and wide on my first line, but I'm also focused on my personal sales, because a smart businesswoman understands that you don't run a business in just one area. You want a full circle business. So you want to make your own personal sales and in turn turn your customers into your team members. And that's really my goal here, and really how I think I've been successful in getting so many first lines. In Mary Kay, I was successful at making people my team members, but I wasn't making any money because I wasn't making any sales. And I couldn't teach my team to make money because I wasn't making money. So I think it's really important that if you want to team build, which is where the big money is, that you have to understand that you need to be working your business full circle so that you're able to teach your girls what they need to know. I cannot tell my girls how to sell if I don't know how to sell. And I can't tell them how to team build if I don't know how to team build. So I think that it's important not to just drop one to focus on the other. So I have organically gained my team. I will tell you that one of my biggest things that I tell my girls is not to add 5 billion people to their group. Okay, you do not want to just add anybody and everybody that you have on Facebook. The reason being is because direct sales is very rapid right now, and it's putting a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because they just don't understand. They think that you're just going to force them to buy something or sign up on their team, right? When really that's not our intentions, but our passion is sometimes overran by like our excitement, and we just it sometimes can overwhelm people. Okay, you have to make a connection first. And so my goal is to only add people to my group if they want to be there, only invite someone somewhere if they show interest. Like, I'm just very organic and like natural and real about it. And so when I first started and I created my group, I got my first product in, and I didn't go live. Actually, I did a regular video that I deleted like 10 times until I had one that I wanted to post. But I did a video and I said, hey y'all, I just got this lipstick stuff. I think I'm going to sell it at the Rustic Warehouse, but I want to, gauge interest, because I went into debt putting product on my shelf in Mary Kay. I got the credit card. I put thousands of dollars worth of Mary Kay, on my shelf, which a lot of it's still sitting in my closet. Again, I'm not speaking bad about the company. I'm just saying that at the time for me, I wasn't willing and ready to do the work that was necessary to sell that product. So I went live on my Facebook page. Yes, I was in my front yard, Jamie. I used my plant stand as my little phone holder. And I just said, hey, y'all, this lipstick I just got, I think I'm going to sell it at the Rustic Warehouse. It's pretty cool. Like, if you think you want to try it, comment below and I'll add you to my group. So anyone that commented on that post is who my group started with. And yes, that means that my group started with like 50 people rather than 500. And I'm okay with that, because I got 13 orders within 24 hours because it was people who wanted to be in my group. It was people who showed interest in what I was doing. I wasn't pushy. I wasn't having to sell. They were chasing me down to get what they wanted. And so I put it out there, and I didn't do it in a salesy way. I just said, this stuff is amazing. If y'all want to try it, let me know. We can go over here and talk about it. If you go to Ulta and you find a lipstick and you love it and you post about it, your friends are going to go to Ulta and buy it. So why not make money off of the product that you're, telling people about, right? So that's just kind of my theory. I post a lot on my personal page about Synergens, I'm not going to lie. However, I do it in a way that I'm not overwhelming people, or at least I try to. I'm sure I'm probably that girl by now, but it's working for me. But I'm at the point where, like, I'm literally just posting, like, oh, eating lunch today, my lipstick doesn't come off, or, today I'm wearing salmon and it's not summer, but that's okay. I just post stuff like that that's like interactive, where I'm posting, but I'm not being like, buy this, buy this, buy this. I'm just saying, look what I'm doing. I love it. I'm having fun. Today I'm going to blah, blah, blah. We're about to leave for Disneyland. Like, I'm just talking about my life. And in doing so, people are messaging me and they're asking me what I'm doing and they're wanting to be a part of it. And so I would say that out of the 45 people that I have on my team, other than my two sisters, I didn't hunt any of those people down to join my team. My two sisters, a little bit different because they are my sisters, and it's not that I needed them on my team, but I want them on my team because I know what this business can do. I know that this business has changed my life. And so now when I share, I'm sharing because it's my ministry. I'm sharing because there are people who are waiting for an opportunity like this to fall in their lap, okay? I'm not saying you have to be pushy and, overwhelm people, but I'm saying share what this business has done for you, even if it's just confidence. If you haven't made a lot of money yet, but girl, you wake up every day and you want to put lipstick on, you gained confidence just by joining this business. And there may be someone out there who's not looking to be a stay-at-home mom, but they're looking to get back their confidence. Or there may be a retired woman who, no longer has a full-time job to do, but she's looking for a way to reconnect with a bunch of girlfriends. Like, this is the perfect opportunity to do that. This has given me the opportunity to connect with people that I went to high school with that I wasn't necessarily close to, and they'll message me and say, hey girl, I really need some prayer. Can I stop by? And we'll go in the back and pray. I mean, what other job can I do that, And so this isn't just about making sales for me. This isn't just about changing my life. This is about changing others' lives. This is about, utilizing this as a ministry. And I think part of why I'm successful is because I have given this business over to God. For me, I know that this isn't necessarily a Christian-based business. However, I feel the hand of God all over this business. And I personally pray for the right people who are willing and ready to do the work. In Mary Kay, I had a lot of team members. I really did. However, I constantly felt like I was the only one who wanted to work. I mean, I had a couple girls here and there who wanted it, but I constantly felt like I was the only one who wanted what I was doing. And so I was holding their hands and I was helping them, but they just weren't, they weren't getting it, or I wasn't selling, so I couldn't teach them to sell. We just weren't getting it. The compensation plan was completely different. We are so blessed what Joni has done compensation-wise for us. And it blows me away how if you have any ounce of desire to be successful in this business, that you really can. So basically, what I wanted to tell y'all tonight, other than that long story that I just went into, is that I wrote a couple things down so that I wouldn't forget, because I'm an I personality and I could just ramble all night, okay? So I'll try not to keep y'all here all night. I wrote down that I post a lot of raw and real videos, okay? So I know that going live is like super scary. And it's okay, because the first time that I did a live video, I was literally like this. Like, I was literally going, y'all, I'm sorry, I can't. And this was me putting on lip syncs, like, on my live video, okay? However, I will tell you that people want to buy and join and follow people that are real, okay? They want to know that they can do this. And if they see you being so perfect and so structured and so everything that they think they can't be, they won't think that they can do it. But if they see you jumping on and saying, y'all, sorry, I don't have any makeup on today because, it's been a long day and my kid's crazy and she's screaming at the door saying, Mama, and I got to go fix lunch, but I just wanted to show you all my lipstick real quick. Like, they're going to value that because that's life and that's real. And so, I mean, I'm just real and I'm raw and I'm just genuine when I share. And I think that because of that, people are like, I can do that. If she can do that, I can do that. And so they allow me to show them what I'm doing. I said my I story. Okay, another thing that I wanted to say is that out of the 45 people that I have on my team, 21 of them have signed up in the last month with me. And what I have come to find out is probably the reason that I've gotten so many more in the last month is because I have showed that I'm doing this for real, okay? I have showed that I'm sticking with it. I've showed that this is not something that I just decided to sign up with on a whim and I was just doing that for 3 months and we're done and we're moving on, okay? Because some of these people that just signed up with me over the last month have been watching me for months. It's not that they weren't interested in the beginning, it's just that they weren't sure what it was, what I was doing, if it was real, if it was going to work. And so there are people that are literally watching you that have never liked your videos, have never messaged you to ask about it, have never purchased product. But one day when they think, you know what, this girl is really going places, she's really for real, she's really going to do this, and I want to do it with her. You're going to get that message from someone that says, I want to do this. And I think that is more beneficial than, I love the people like me who just sign up without even trying it. I love that. But it's so beneficial to have someone that watches you and that understands and as a smart businesswoman decides that like you are being real about what you're wanting to do and that you're really going to do it. You're going to do what you say. The last thing that I really will say is something that I learned in Mary Kay. Is it still buffering, Jamie? I hope it's better now. The last thing that I was going to say is the DISC personality test. If you guys have not taken that, I highly suggest that you go do it. There's online free versions. But the thing about the DISC personality, we did DISC personality in Mary Kay and we do it in Synergence as well. But the DISC personality, like, literally is a game changer. Understanding not only your own personality type, but anybody else's personality type that you come in contact with will benefit you in so many ways. So remember that you're in this business for people, okay? We are a people business. You want to make sure that you're connecting with that person that you're talking to. And there's a couple key questions that you can ask people in order to figure out right off the bat what kind of personality they are and exactly what you need to tell them about the business to make them understand why this would be good for them. So if you're not familiar with the DISC personality, Ds are very dominant. They're very goal-oriented. They're very... They like things to get done and they like to get them done quickly, okay? And I is very inspirational. They're very fun. They're very influential. They're kind of go with the flows. They just kind of do whatever they want. An S is very sincere. They're very loyal. They're very family oriented. They're all about stability. And a C is very calculated. They're detailed. They're list oriented. They're compulsive. And so in order for you to figure out what type of person someone is, you can give them the exact amount of information that they need to know in order to get them to say yes to this business. So you usually have two personality types that are your most dominant. I flip back and forth between a DI and an ID. So I'm very fun, very like influential, that's a word now, influential, like inspirational, like that's me. Like if there is a trip to earn, I'm going on it because I don't want to miss any like event. Okay, so I'm an I, but I'm also a D. I like things to get done. I'm very goal oriented. If there's a rank to earn, I'm gonna get it. Like I'm an ID. So if I'm talking to someone who is an S or a C, I have to tone down my I because that's like way out of their comfort zone. If I come up to someone who is very detail oriented, needs to know all the details, and I'm being a straight I, meaning I'm just like, girl, it's so much fun. Oh my gosh, I'm going to Disneyland, blah, blah, blah. She's going to be like, no. Like, no, I don't have time for that. You're overwhelming me. So what I do is I sit down and I would say, you know, like if this girl that came into the store tonight, you know, I'm like, so tell me about yourself, right? So if someone says, you know, if I'm like, so tell me about yourself, and she says, I'm married, I have 2 kids, I have 2 dogs, she's an S because she's telling me about her family before she's telling me about herself. So I know that in order to speak to her heart about joining this business, I'm going to say, girl, I have a daughter too. I've been married, you know, I'm married, I have a daughter, I have 2 dogs. And I said, you know, this business has allowed me to be a stay-at-home mom now. I'm able to be with my baby majority of the time. You know, that's what I'm going to speak to her about because I know she's an S and I know that part of our business is really going to speak to her heart. Now, if I say, so tell me about yourself, and she says, let's see, I graduated high school as a valedictorian. I am a CEO of a blah, blah, blah company, da-da-da. She's a D. She's telling me about all of her recognition, all of what she's earned, what she, you know, all of that. So I know that I need to tell her, girl, I am already a princess with the company. I've climbed from distributor to maiden to royal and waiting to royal to blah, 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 and I'm a princess, and I already earned a free car, and I'm about to be an ultimate royal, and I've already earned sponsored court. Like, I'm going to tell her about the things that you can earn and the way that you're rewarded because she is goal-oriented. So I know that that part of the business is going to speak to her. If she isn't, if I say, so tell me about yourself, and she says, let's see, on the weekends, I am part of a bowling club, and I go, you know, I like to go to whatever, the lot in Dallas, and blah, blah, blah. She's an I. She's telling me about things that she likes to do, what her life consists of. She's all about fun. So I'm going to say, you would love this. Seminar is coming up in April, and we're going to have, like, a large, like, just big, huge sleepover. Like, we're going to go stay in a hotel and have, like, we're going to dress up in fancy dresses and get recognized on stage, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to tell her about the fun that she can have because she's an I, and she wants to be a part of all the fun. And then if she's a C, I would say, so tell me about yourself. And she says, so where would you like me to start? I was born in Mesquite. I grew up in Rockwall. I have blah, 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 blah. She's a C. She's telling me every single thing. She's telling me all the things that she needs to know. So what I would say to her is, so when you join Synergence, you're going to get access to your back office. It's going to have so much information. We have all these groups. I have videos posted on YouTube. It tells you exactly how to make a page. It tells you exactly what you need for your first order. There's so much information. You're going to love it. Okay, so I'm speaking directly to that person. I'm speaking their language, and in return, they feel like I'm speaking their language. Now, because I'm an I have to understand who they are in order to speak to them. Because like I said, I could just talk about the fun all day. I could just talk about the girlfriends, and it's so much fun, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to speak to XYZ, right? Because I'm just being an I. So it's important to understand who they are and what they're looking for. Okay, let's see. I think that's pretty much it. So I hope something I said was beneficial. I'll go ahead and read and see if any of you guys have asked me comments, and I'll answer your questions. So if you have any questions, y'all can post them now. Okay, let's see. How do we know what our customers are and how to relate to them? Okay, Annie, so I hope that what I was saying about asking your customers, you can ask them that simple question, and that's how you'll figure out. You just say, so tell me about yourself. That's it. So tell me about yourself, and then close your mouth and let them talk. So tell me about yourself. Whatever she starts with is what she is. You can do the study on yourself so that you also know what your strong suits are and what you're not so great at. I know that I'm not a C. I am an ID. I used to be negative C. I think that my C has probably gone up over the years since I've had to kind of develop some, but I think it's great too once you start team building to understand what your team members are too, because I'm about to start hosting my team trainings. My first one's coming up here at the end of January, and so it will be very beneficial for me to delegate jobs to some of my leaders that I'm not so great at, because like I said, could just, if I have a team training that's not ran like according to a plan, a C that comes to my training is going to feel very overwhelmed, like it was super chaotic and out of order, and there was no like reason for her to be there because we could just hang out all night, right? So I know that it's important for me as an I to make sure that, okay, well, if so-and-so's coming and she's a C, I'm going to give her a job to keep us on track. Her job is going to be, okay, I need you to allow us 30 minutes to make our dream boards and 20 minutes for us to talk about this and 10 minutes for an introduction. So she's going to be my keeper, right? So she's going to tell me what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, all that good stuff. If I have an S, I'm going to say, why don't you go ahead and do a welcome prayer for us? Because she's all about emotions and feelings, and she's loyal and all that good stuff. So I'm going to ask that S to go ahead and do an opening prayer for us. And in doing so, I'm putting all my team members in a position that they feel important and they feel needed, and they're using their strengths. So I'm not strong in some of those areas. So giving them the ability to be strong in those areas makes them feel like they're needed. That's a lot of the reason I used to show up to our meetings in Mary Kay was because I had a job. Like I had a job to do, so I had a reason to be there. And there was days when I didn't feel like being there, but I showed up because I had a job. And then after, I was so glad that I did. So I know that's kind of about your team members and not your customers, but yeah, that's what I do for that. You just ask them that simple question and you'll figure out what they are. How did you get good at selling other than videos? Amber, our product has a wow factor. Like literally, some of these are from like yesterday, and half the time I just show that because it's the truth. But our product has a wow factor. It is so easy to sell. I remember in Mary Kay, I was literally hunting people down to buy my products. And now it's the complete opposite. People are hunting me down. All you have to do is be demoing our product and they're going to buy it. Like I said, I'm very genuine in how I share, and I'm the same when I approach people to purchase. If I was out and I saw you and you had red lipstick on, I would say, oh my gosh, is that blue red? And you'd say, what is blue red? And I'd say, blue red lipstick. That looks just like our blue red. And they're like, what's Lip Sense? And I'm like, oh girl, you haven't heard of it? Look at this. It's waterproof lipstick. And you're going to go, well, what the heck is that? Where do I get that? I'm like, here, let me give you my card. You can totally get it from me. I can't believe you never heard of Lip Sense. Actually, I have a tester right here. Let me show you. And I'll grab one out and you tell them, you start telling them about it while you're shaking it. And they're like, actually, let me see your hand. And so I would grab her hand and I would do a stripe on her hand, blow it, do another stripe. While we're talking, we're just chatting. I'm like, so tell me about yourself, right? So I'm talking to her. I'm finding out who she is, what she does, and I'm putting it on her hand because whenever I'm done, I'm going to go like this on her hand. Nothing's going to come off. And she's going to be like, oh my gosh, it really works. And I'm like, yeah, girl. And I'm like, that's going to be on there tomorrow. So, if you don't purchase today, you will come back tomorrow. And I just kind of joke with her. And for real, if they do not purchase that day, which most of them do, because I have inventory on hand, I did not spend thousands of dollars. I worked my way up to that. I reinvest my money in order to carry inventory. So I'm able to sell on the spot to these people. And because of that, I'm just showing it to them. They want it right then and there. If for some reason they're like, oh, I just don't have the money today, they're going to go home and that stripe that's on their hand, they're going to be calling you the next day and being like, girl, I cannot get this off. Like, what is this? Like, I need this. And if they don't, their friends are. Because I've had people that I put it on their hand and then she went back to work. She was on her lunch break when I put it on her hand. She went back to work. She worked at a dental office and her client from her chair came back to my store and was like, I was just at the dentist and the girl had lipstick on her hand and she said that you put it on and it's waterproof and I need that. And I was like, well, come here. and I just show her where to get it. So all of your sales do not have to be online. Online is a very great tool, but it's just a tool. It should not be your end-all be-all. It's possible. It is some people's end-all be-all, but I promise you, if you're getting in front of people, the stuff is not hard to sell. We just did one of my girls' lunch parties on Saturday morning, and we just did mimosas and lip scents, and there was 5 or 6 ladies there. We sold a collection to every single lady. One of them bought an extra collection for her daughter, and 2 of them signed up out of like 5 people. And that's not unusual. That's like a typical party if you do a party in person with people, and you have testers for them to play with, and you have product for them to take home. Like, that's a very typical party. So yeah, that's how I sell other than online. Okay, so where do we do most of our recruits come from? Facebook, personal contacts, other, do you advertise on social media? Okay, Kimberly, so most of my recruits come from, I will say that I have a pretty big social following, just in the fact that, like, I pretty much add everyone on Facebook. Like, I'm an open book. And so anytime I meet someone and I like them, I tell them to add me on Facebook. And that's not just because I want to, like, tell them about lip scents. It's just because I'm a people person. So if I am out at Walmart and I'm standing in line for a long time and I happen to strike up a conversation with the girl in front of me and I just really like her as a person, I'll be like, hey girl, I'm going to add you on Facebook. What's your name? And I literally get out my phone and I just start typing her name, and she tells me. She doesn't tell me no, she tells me her name, and I find her and I add her on Facebook. And usually we just kind of start a connection from there, and we just know each other on Facebook. We like each other's pictures every once in a while, and eventually she'll see my post and she'll end up contacting me and be like, listen, tell me about this lip scent stuff. So that's how I would get a contact just out of nowhere, standing in line at Walmart. I have a lot of people from high school that I'm still friends with on Facebook. I went to college. I did some Rotary Youth Leadership Award stuff, so I have people from that. And so people from my past, they know me and they trust me, and because I post videos of myself on my Facebook page, they trust that I'm selling a product that really works, and so they'll eventually start messaging me that they're interested. Now, like I said, it took them months to decide that what I was doing was real, and it took me being, I think, somewhat successful for them to think that they wanted to do it. So that's pretty much how I do it. A lot of my people, I would say, it comes off of Facebook, but it comes off of the relationship that I made with them previous to Facebook. But I do have girls who will randomly message me and just say, someone tagged me in something and I want to sign up. So you can find random people on Facebook, but I think that it really comes from a personal connection with someone. Let's see. I think that's all. Okay, you have a personal page and a lip scents group, right? So by personal page, I just have like my personal Facebook page. Like Kasie Lofton Smith is my personal Facebook page. It's been my Facebook page since I've had Facebook. And so I'm very open on my Facebook page. I post about my messy house and my crazy days, and but I'm very positive too. I do think that it's very important that if you're running a business and you want to be a business owner, that you represent yourself as so on Facebook. If I ever am having a bad day, I do not get on there and vent about it. I don't ever talk down about my husband. I don't ever gossip on there. I would never argue with someone through Facebook. I would just be sure that you're being someone that you would want to follow, or someone that you would want to join, or someone that you would want to buy from. If you're frustrated, you need to be frustrated in a private message to someone, or to your husband, or to your best friend, not on Facebook. I can tell you that if you are especially frustrated with your business, you definitely don't want to post it on Facebook. I know that we all go through frustrating periods. We all go through moments where we're just about to lose our minds, or we're just having a day. And you can ask Amy. I've even just messaged her in the last couple of days, and I'm like, girl, I think I might lose my mind. Like, I have so many new recruits. Like, this is a blessing, and I love it. But, like, what am I going to do with all these people? Like, what do I do? It's a good problem to have, but I would never go and post that on my personal page, because then people are going to be like, well, she has too much going on. I'm not going to ask her to be on her team right now, because that's totally not what I mean, but it's going to be misread. And so you just, in those moments of weakness, you have to reach out to the right people. Don't reach out to someone that you wouldn't want to trade places with either. Do not reach out to someone, don't ask for advice from someone that that may not have the best advice to give in that situation, because you're probably not going to get the best advice in that situation. So that's my opinion on that. Okay, the only thing, since I don't have any more questions right now, and I still have some people watching, before I let y'all go for the night, because like I said, I could talk all night, I just want to talk about being willing and ready. I think that the key to my success is being willing and ready. I think that for the 4 years of me and Mary Kay, it's not only that it was hard, it was an oversaturated market and blah, 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 but it's that I was not willing and ready to do the work. So I'm going to tell you right now that if your sponsor is successful and she tells you that, you know, the best way to get recruits is to have a party and like get together with your friends, you need to be willing and ready to do the things that she's telling you to do, because she's not just telling you something just to tell it to you. And that's where my problem was. In Mary Kay, when I was upset and when I did want to make things better, and I would go to my sponsor and I would say, Cindy, I just don't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm not selling anything. I'm not active anymore because I can't place an order because blah, blah. And she'd be like, well, why don't you host a party? And I'd be like, oh, I don't want to host a party. I don't want to, like, get people together. I don't want to. And she'd be like, you need to pre-profile your guests before they're coming. Ask them their skin type so that you have the right foundation testers on hand, or make sure that they're not looking for a specific color that you don't have for them to try in a tester, like all that stuff. And I'd be like, oh, I don't want to call people. And I was terrified of the phone. Like, I was terrified. You could not make me pick up that phone. I would just voicemail, you can text me, but now I'm willing and ready. Like, I mean, if my phone rings, pick it up, answer it. It's not that bad. It's not that scary to answer your phone. I used to be like terrified. I don't know why, but I was just terrified. And now I know it's like, it's so much easier, and people value being able to hear your tone of voice and being able to hear your personality through the phone. And they value that you're making time to talk to them. So be willing and ready. If you really want to make a change, be willing and ready to do what that person has to tell you to do. And that's why when I pray for the right people, I'm praying for women who are willing and ready, because I want people. You took the test and you're an A, B, and C. Okay, Annie, is it the DISC test? Because it should say DISC, DISC, and it will tell you if you're a DIS or C. But yeah, I mean, if you're willing and you're ready, then that's all it really takes. If you're sharing with enthusiasm, if you're sharing with passion, if you're being genuine, if you're doing this for a bigger reason than to make money, because you will make money. My commission check for November, when I was a countess, was $3,045 for just team building alone in November. And my personal sales, you know, I'm selling a good $3,000 to $6,000 a month worth of lip sense, and I'm making 50% of that. So my commission check for November was $3,045. My one for December hasn't been posted yet, but it will be a little over $4,000. And I jumped from Countess to Duchess to Princess in that amount of time. And so my Princess paycheck will really be for the month of January. And we've already done, y'all, my team did $122,000 in December alone. $122,000 in December alone. My team's about to hit $500,000 this month right now. So we have like 450 something. So we're about to hit $500,000 this month, but 120 of that was done in December. 8 months to hit 450, and 120 of that was done in December. 21 new girls was added in December. So I'm telling you, like, it's only getting better from here. I think that we'll do 200,000 this month. I honestly think we might be able to do more, but I think we'll do 200,000 because they have already done $50,000 in 8 days. $50,000 in 8 days. It's crazy. So I mean, this business is not hard. It's not hard. It's so light. It's so easy. We're sharing lipstick. We're making people feel better about themselves. Share with passion and enthusiasm, and you will be successful. Like, you can't not be successful as long as you're willing and ready and you're being genuine. So, yeah, I hope that this helps someone. Like I said, I could talk all night, so I will shut up now because I'm an I. I will be at Pit Stop, so if any of you will be at Pit Stop, come see me. And then, of course, I'll be at Seminar, hopefully getting a crown on my head on stage. So, yeah. Nice to chat with you ladies tonight. Thank you, Amy, for letting me go live in your page. Y'all have a great night.